Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome in to Gresham, Oregon and Centennial High School, the site for tonight's matchup between your Roseburg Indians and the Centennial Eagles. It's high school basketball for you tonight here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming online at 541radio.com. The Roseburg boys come in 6-1 on the season and coming off of a big 69-51 win over the Bend Lava Bears late last week on Friday night going into the weekend. On the other side, the Centennial Eagles come in at 1-4 on their year, coming off of a 59-45 loss against Aloha in tournament play last week. Roseburg boys trying to get out to one of their best starts in about a decade, and coming up tonight, they'll see if they can get 2 straight wins against the Centennial Eagles squad after picking up a 3-point victory against the Eagles last year. We are up here in rainy Gresham. Just to let you know, folks, it is not any nicer up here than it is down in the Umpqua Basin. The entire state blanketed in a severe storm going on. But we've made it here to the Portland metropolitan area and ready for tonight's action. This will be the final game for the Roseburg boys before they take a few days off for the holiday break, and then they'll get back to action coming up next week down in Medford at the Abbey's Holiday Classic. Joey Kieran here with you on the road tonight. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday evening. We have your tip-off coming up in just about 12 and a half minutes from now. Coming up here on the pregame show, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Mike Pardon, talk about last week's win against the Bend Lava Bears, a nice bounce-back victory for Roseburg after suffering their first loss of the year. So we'll have that coming up for you. We'll also have your Supercut starting lineups coming up here before tip-off and plenty more breakdown of tonight's matchup. I want to let you know tonight's JV boys game goes final with Roseburg in front 66-47. The Roseburg JV team improves to 6-2 on the year. We'll go ahead and get ready for our first break here in the pregame show. A reminder that tonight's game will be streaming live online at 541radio.com where you can watch the action for free. So tune in and follow it with us there online at 541radio.com. Back after a quick 60-second break with a word with head coach Mike Pardon here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Here's what's coming up for Roseburg basketball. Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
Back here with more of our pregame on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score, streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Tonight, the Roseburg Indians getting ready to take on the Centennial Eagles here up in the Gresham, Portland area, and we get a chance to catch up with head coach Mike Pardon in the pregame show. And Coach, you guys, I thought it felt like a pretty nice comeback victory for you guys in the last one there after suffering that first loss of the year. You guys came out and I think really put on a full display against that Bend team. How did you kind of come away feeling from that one?
Well, we shot the ball well. I mean, anytime you shoot the ball that well, good things are going to happen. There's lots of things for us still to get better at. I liked our energy. I thought we practiced well with energy the 2 days previous to that. So that was good to see our kids come out and play well. And I thought we got open shots and we made those shots.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's easy to look at things like the shooting percentage and know that things went well for you there, but you mentioned ways to improve, and what are some of the things you still look that you kind of nitpick out of a nice win for you guys? You still find ways to kind of nitpick and find ways that you can still improve? Yeah,
I mean, that's our job, right?
Yeah.
Our job is to try to get better each time, and each team's going to throw different things at us, and there's definite things that I saw on the film that we have to get better at, and so we worked on that this week, and hopefully we can show that tonight.
you guys get into this stretch of the season that you're used to, but maybe some of the times the guys aren't necessarily used to this, having the break in the middle. And this will be the last one before a few days off for Christmas holiday and all that kind of fun stuff. And then you guys get into a tournament. This stretch here, what's kind of the main focus for these guys? When they wrap up here tonight, what do you try to tell them to do here over the next few days?
Well, we're going to practice. So, we're going to look at some things that we can do. We can spend more time on certain things in a practice like this because you have more time before you prepare for another team. So we're going to come back and break down things that I thought we did poorly in the last few games. We got to get better at running our zone offense, moving the ball, and then reading what's there. And there's two ways that you beat a zone. You beat it down the floor, and then you got to be patient, and then you got to offensive rebound. And so those are things that we're trying to get better at. And so it'll be interesting to see how they play us tonight.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I think last year we saw a lot of zone, a lot of full press from this Centennial team, and they may have a few new names out there, but I imagine that their scheme is going to be about the same. What kind of things do you expect from the Eagles here tonight?
Well, I do expect zone, but I'm watching JV game and they're playing man, so you never know. And so it'll be interesting, but you're exactly right. They've been playing zone, but you never know.
At this point in the season, you mentioned the break coming up here, and you're going to get a chance to practice. And I know early on in the season, you love to get more practice time before you start getting into games. But is it almost like a reset period here for you guys? Obviously, you can build off of what you've done well, but you get to kind of reset, spend a few more days on practice before you get into some more competition. So is it almost like a second start to the season when you guys get back at it and the Abby's Classic coming up?
I hope not.
Yeah.
We're going to play a really good team in the Abby's Classics with McNary. So, no, I hope we just keep getting better. Mm-hmm. We're going to take a couple days off so kids can enjoy Christmas, but I expect them to do some things physically and then get back on the 26th, and then we play on the 27th.
Yeah, it's going to be quick into that. Quickly looking at that, we won't be making the trip down there to be broadcasting for those games, but it's always a great time for you guys. You do maybe get to see a little bit of Southwest Conference competition, but that Abby's Classic, it's been kind of a staple for you guys here the last few years playing in that. What kind of glimpse does that give you as one last stretch there before you guys get into league play?
I'll tell you what, I think it's really it's going to be a tough tournament this year. There's some good teams in it and a lot of teams that have won. So it's going to be a challenge, and I think it hopefully prepares us for league.
All right. Look forward to it as the Roseburg boys get ready to take on Centennial here tonight. That's head coach Mike Parton here in the pregame coaches interview. We'll have more coming up right after this on 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Well, welcome back here to Centennial High School, everyone, as we get ready for tonight's matchup between the Roseburg boys and the Centennial Eagles. Joey Kieran here with you. I want to say thanks to Chance Terrell and Rochelle Carter helping out there back in the studio as we get things running on the radio side. Thanks to Charlie Kieran helping out with the video production here tonight. And a thanks to you for tuning in for tonight's broadcast. A stormy day up here in the Gresham area. A little windy on the drive up here, blowing me around I-5, but we make it up here safe. So did the team. Earlier, the Roseburg JV boys winning 66-47 to improve to 6-2 on the year. The freshman game was going on in the other gym. Did not catch a final score on that one, but they were up here playing as well. All three teams in action here tonight. Final game before the holiday break, and we look forward to that one. Coming up, the holiday break, we'll get a little bit of time off. Just a programming note for all you fans that might be tuning in for tonight's game. We will take a break of the broadcast during the holiday tournament, as we have done for the last number of seasons. We will not broadcast the games from Medford. I do know that some of the games may be available from TableRockSports.net. They'll be broadcasting a lot from that tournament, so you can check them out online if you'd like to follow the Roseburg boys. Can't make the trip down there, but we will rejoin Roseburg after they get done with the Abby's Holiday Classic on January 2nd when they take on McMinnville at home. Taking a look at tonight's matchup as we get closer towards tip-off here tonight. Roseburg boys, they've gotten out to a really nice start to their season, 6-1 on the year. The latest 6A coaches poll came out here in the just today, actually. And the Roseburg Indians getting some votes in the coaches poll. They have not cracked the top 10 yet. They were getting votes last week. This week they continue to get a couple of votes. And they try to inch a little bit closer into the top 10, but not quite there yet. I think still earning some statewide recognition for what they've done here to start out the season. But they are having a great year, one of their best in a decade. Their 5-0 start was the best through 5 games since the 04-05 season. Last year, Roseburg started out 6-1. That matches what they're at right now. But in their 7th game of the year, they lost against 1-5 Aloha to fall to 6-2. So Roseburg trying to get out to a better start this year than they did last year when they went 6-2 to start out the season. And in their 8th game of the year, they lost to Aloha. This year they'll try to win in that 8th game of the season and go to 7-1. So tonight will be a big one here for Roseburg, taking on Centennial, coming off of a 59-45 loss against Aloha. So if you want to go with the transitive property, the Roseburg Indians beat Aloha earlier this year, and in their last game, Centennial lost against the Warriors. So Roseburg may have the advantage in that one. For the Centennial program, led by head coach John Page, they are 1-4 this year, averaging 53.2 points per game, giving up 59.4. Roseburg, under head coach Mike Parton in his 5th year back leading the program. Roseburg averaging 64.6 points per game and giving up 50.6. So the Roseburg boys their margin of victory right now, 14 points for a margin of victory so far this season. Roseburg coming in shooting 50% on field goals, 75 from the free throw line, 44 from behind the three-point line. We're counting down towards tip-off here from Centennial High School. Tonight's game's brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, and by our friends at Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. That's Fisher's Hearth and Home. Coming up after our final break of the pregame show, we'll get a chance to get you the Supercuts starting lineups in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. We'll have that for you. When we return, we'll take a 2-minute break, come back with tip-off on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Here's what's coming up for Roseburg basketball.
And we welcome you back here to Centennial High School, getting ready. They've got starting lineups being announced down on the floor. So they will have the national anthem coming up here in just a moment. So we will get ready to we'll take another 90-second break here during the national anthem, and then we will come back with those starting lineups for you between Centennial and Roseburg. Joey Keyran here with you up at Centennial High School, part of the Mount Hood Conference. My old stomping grounds out at Barlow High School. Definitely had a few matchups with the Eagles throughout my time, but never in the gymnasium. I was not a basketball player, but looking forward to tonight's game. I do believe we've got the national anthem coming up, so we'll go ahead and take let's make it a 2-minute break, and we'll actually make it a 90-second break, and we'll be back after this here on 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Here's what's coming up for Roseburg basketball. Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
Well, they wrap up the national anthem here at Centennial High School, and we get ready for tonight's contest. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Supercuts starting lineups. Supercuts, check them out for styles online at supercuts.com. First for the visiting Roseburg boys, it'll be a familiar lineup. It'll be senior Storm Scott, junior Jet Black, senior Caden Seeley, senior Colin Warmouth, and senior big man Jonathan Stone, your starting 5 there. On the other side for Centennial, Jimmy Barton, a junior, a sophomore Travis Johnson, senior Thomas Anderson, Jalen Calvert is a senior, and Andrew Karen is a senior as well out there for tonight's starting lineup. The tip is won by Jonathan Stone in the middle, and Roseburg will have it going left to right on your radio dial. They wear their road blacks here tonight, the home whites for Centennial. Into the corner for Jonathan Stone. Looking underneath, he'll skip it all the way across the floor to Jet Black before he falls out of bounds. He gets it to Warmouth, back to Black, a corner 3 is good, and Roseburg will start with the early advantage as they pull a 3 from the corner for Jet Black. He's hitting 46% from behind the arc this season, and he gets his first here tonight. Moving right to left on your radio dial will be Centennial driving into the lane, cradling the basketball. Thomas Anderson's shot was no good. Rebound comes down. Fight for it. Centennial had it for a moment, but they couldn't pull it back in, and Roseburg will bring it up the floor. On the far side, Warmouth brings it through the center circle to Seeley on the left wing. To the free throw line to Stone over the top of the defense. Storm underneath, and Storm Scott will get his first points of the night, and he puts Roseburg up 5-0. The Indians on top here early on, getting out to a hot start. On the right side with it, Barton bounces it down into the low blocks, driving Calvert. Gets stuck at the right side of the lane near the elbow. Out to the top, a dead straightaway three is off the mark for Jimmy Barton. And the rebound came down to Storm, up the floor. Black with it in the near corner. Stone has a wing three look, but he doesn't take it. Instead, gives it up to Jet, who's going to try another corner three. And Jet Black will put Roseburg up 8-0 here to start the first quarter. His second three of the night. Roseburg on top here with a minute and a half ticked away, 8-0. Out at the top with the basketball, around Warmouth. Anderson at the free throw line will get the Eagles on the board. 8-2 your score. Thomas Anderson, he got Warmouth a bit out of control and was able to drive to the free throw line for the jumper. Out to the top, Jet Black with it. Roseburg leading by 6. Driving in, tries to split the defense, got tangled up on the floor. A foul against Centennial. Roseburg will have the ball underneath their own basket. It'll be the first team foul of the game for either side. Tonight's game brought to you by our friends at DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. Jet Black will inbound from the baseline, gets it into Storm, and the shot for the baseline jumper was a little long. Jet almost came down with the weak side rebound, but Centennial will keep it just inside the three-point line. Anderson back to the top to Calvert. Calvert will call for Jimmy Barton to come get it. Barton, an honorable mention all-conference selection last year as a sophomore, will handle the basketball on the far side. To the top, they work it to the near side at the wing. Calvert looking underneath, nothing there. Back to the top, driving in. Johnson had the ball knocked away, and on the outlet, a foul call that'll go against Centennial. Travis Johnson picks up his foul. It'll be his first second team foul against the Eagles. I think the first one went against Andrew Caron. Up the floor, Roseburg, baseline jumper. Stone doesn't take it. Out to the top to Warmouth. Head fake, drives baseline, gets to the rim. The floater will fall, and Colin Warmouth gets his first points of the night, and it's out to a 10-2 start for the Roseburg boys. Timeout down on the floor for Centennial. Will take it as well. 30-second break. Be back after this here on 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Centennial will have the basketball out of their timeout. 5:22 to go first quarter. 10-2, Roseburg in front. They're 4 of 5 from the floor so far to start out the ball game. Out at the top, Jimmy Barton with it to the left wing. Travis Anderson across the floor, pass almost stolen. It finds Calvert, and his jumper from 18 feet is good. Second basket of the night for the Eagles. 10-4 your score, back to a 6-point margin. Seeley picks up his dribble, pass across the floor, working against the zone here for Roseburg. Catch and shoot three from straight away, and Colin Warmouth, his first from long distance, puts Roseburg up 13-4, a 9-point lead, largest of the game for Roseburg here early on. Warmouth shooting 45% from behind the arc so far this season. Out on the right side, Barton, between the leg dribble, passes it away to Johnson at the top. Calvert comes to get it. The big man very much a part of the offense out at the top. He hands it off to Anderson. Anderson will reset out to the top. Roseburg going a man-to-man defense, driving in, cradling Anderson into the corner. A three from Barton is off the mark. Stone comes down with the rebound. Up the floor come the Indians. Warmouth with it. Finds Storm on the right side. His first shot was no good. He got his own rebound but lost it. Warmouth cleans it up, and his shot no good. And the rebound comes down to Centennial. First empty trip in a while for Roseburg. They lead 13-4 as we hit the midway point of the first quarter. 4 minutes to go. Out at the top, Calvert with it. Picked up his dribble, almost got stuck, but he bounces it away. Johnson Down to the right, blocks to Calvert. He lost it, but it goes to teammate Andrew Caron, and his shot from just inside the arc is off the mark. And up the floor comes Roseburg, limiting the opportunities for the Eagles. Out at the top, Black over to Seeley. He'll try a wing three. It's off the back of the glass, no good. And down with the rebound comes Centennial. First three and first shot of the night for Caden Seeley. He gets a steal on the other end, gets it out to Warmouth. He bounced it out in front of him, was able to catch up to the basketball, and he lays it in from the right side against two defenders all over him. Roseburg out to an 11-point lead now here in the first quarter. 3:15 to play. 15-4 your score. Bounce to Calvert at the right side. Working against Seeley. He'll back it out. Now tries to drive. Splits the defense. Finds a baseline cutter. Barton couldn't quite handle it fast enough to get a good shot up. He'll retreat back out and resets. Calvert has it at the top, and he backs out to the center circle. They'll reset now with 2:55 to go first quarter. To the right side. Barton comes to get it. Dribbles just inside the arc. His shot is short. Rebound comes down, though. Johnson will get it, and now a whistle will stop play. Going to be a foul against Roseburg. Centennial will keep the possession on their own baseline. They call the foul against Caden Seeley. That'll be his first team foul for Roseburg. And with 2:46 to go in the first quarter, Jonathan Stone, Caden Seeley will both get a chance to get a breather. Carson Ellis and D'Angelo Adams will come into the game. Roseburg leads 15-4, 2:46 to play in the first quarter. Pass out to the top, handoff to Anderson. He'll try to set up the offense. Backs it out, working against Warmouth. Bounces it. They work to the near side. Caron, a three from the left wing is good. Caron will get the three. Much needed basket there for Centennial. They cut it down to an 8-point deficit. Ellis gets it right side of the lane. Back out to Jet, a three. Looks on target, just a bit short. Scott comes down with the rebound. He turns. He'll square it up. The lefty, his shot off the mark. 2 misses for Roseburg on that possession. They can't get any points. Centennial up the floor. Caron will drive baseline. He gets bumped by Storm Scott, and Storm will pick up his first foul of the night. It'll be a baseline inbound for Centennial. Thomas Anderson will send the ball in. Jimmy Barton substitutes out here. The junior will take a seat. Coming in for him is freshman Nate Caro. Inbound into the corner for Caron. And Caro will get it out at the top to set up the offense for the Eagles. 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Left side, back out to the top. With it, Anderson crosses over to his right. Looking for some cutters, not a lot of movement, so he'll just pull it from deep, and his shot off the mark. Roseburg fighting for the rebound. It'll come down to Ellis. Driving in the lane, dumping it over the top as he got airborne. Warmouth kind of got stuck in the air, tried to feed it to Storm Scott over the top of the defense. Gets knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Roseburg on the baseline. Ellis inbound into Warmouth in the corner. Drives in. The baseline floaters just off the mark. Tip up on the rebound. And Calvert will come out down with it for Centennial. And Warmouth in the backcourt almost steals it away, but he'll have to retreat. Up the floor come the Eagles. Wing three on the right side. No good. Calvert underneath. The putback. He won't get it, but he'll get fouled and head to the line. Thomas Anderson's three was off the mark underneath the glass. Jalen Calvert, the senior, cleaning things up, went right back up, but got hit as he was going up. Draws the foul, and it'll be our first free throw attempts of the night for either side. 15-7 your score with 1:22 to play. The first free throw for Calvert is off the iron, no good. Jalen Calvert did play against Roseburg last year, did not score any points in that game. Jimmy Barton back in. Taking a seat is Travis Johnson. Tonight's game is brought to you by Good Vibration, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Second free throw attempt here for Jalen Calvert. It looks long. It is. Rebound, though, comes down to the Eagles. Out to the top. They'll set it up. Caro dribbles to the right side. Bounce to the top for Anderson. Caron will come to get it to Calvert. Between the legs. They get directions from their coach. Run the offense. Calvert drove in. Tried to force up a shot. It was high off the glass. No good. Got his own rebound. And on the second attempt, it is Jimmy Barton for a three. His first points of the night. And it's back to a 5-point game. Roseburg's gone a bit cold after their hot start. In the lane, Ellis has got to clear out. He doesn't, but they don't call him for the three. It was a three attempt on the far side by D'Angelo. Adams no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds. It'll go to Centennial. Jonathan Stone comes back into the game. Storm Scott will get a breather. Roseburg gone a little bit cold here after the hot start. They lead 15-10, but they led by as many as 11 here in this first quarter. To the right side for Anderson. Bounce out to the top for Caro. Caron will come to get it. Working against Jonathan Stone, the big man, against the 5'9" freshman Nate Caro. That is almost 10 inches, and the difference there. Centennial holding for the final shot here, down to 10 seconds to play in the first quarter. Caro will come out and get it. Now Jet Black marking him. Dribbles the right side, stops at the free throw line. His bank shot no good. And a putback attempt will come right after the buzzer. After the end of the first quarter, it's 15-10. Roseburg in front. We'll be back after this here on 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball at 541radio.com.
Start the second quarter. Roseburg in front by 5. The basketball will go to Centennial. Leading scorers after the first quarter for Centennial, Jimmy Barton with 3, and Andrew Caron with 3. Colin Warmouth with 7 for Roseburg to lead the way. Calvert will start with the basketball, dribbles into the lane, finds the baseline cutter, and Andrew Caron cannot get the shot to fall. He made a nice move, and credit Jalen Calvert on finding him. Merhowie Lake into the game. First time he's played in 3 games after breaking his nose and needing surgery, and he makes an immediate impact. I'm sure he's been desperate to get back out on the floor. Merhowie Lake makes a 3, puts Roseburg up 18-10. Ball got tipped into the backcourt, over and back. And Centennial wants to say the ball got kicked into the backcourt by Roseburg, but the official, they'll check here, and it doesn't look like either of them saw a kick ball, and Roseburg will get it back. Second quarter, 7:11 to play, 18-10, Roseburg in front. Warmouth will get into the backcourt, bring it across the timeline, set Roseburg up. To the right side for Lake. Skip across the court to Adams, back to Warmouth. At the top, double team on the 2-3 zone. Lake's going to get another look at a 3, and he rolls it through. Back-to-back threes for Merhowie Lake as he starts the second quarter, and he's got Roseburg up to an 11-point lead once again, 21-10. Whistle. A foul called against Roseburg. It'll go against D'Angelo Adams. It'll be an inbound from the far sideline. .6:44 to go for second quarter. Centennial with it at the right blocks. Calvert working against Ellis. Spin move, turn around. The bank shot off the glass, no good. Warmouth comes down with the rebound. He'll press it up the floor. Tries to go right into the heart of the defense, into the corner. Lake, another 3. It rims out. Adams, a strong offensive rebound, and his putback is good. D'Angelo with his first bucket of the night. And Roseburg out to a 13-point lead at 23-10. Another hot start here to this second quarter. They started out the first quarter on an 8-0 run. They are on an 8-0 run to start the second quarter. Calvert has it at the right block, working against Ellis. His turnaround jumper is not good again. He had that spin move, got another good look at it, couldn't get it to fall. Lake lost the basketball, picks it up in the corner. Out to Warmouth, he's got to look at a 3. He launches, and it's no good. Stone with the offensive board. Roseburg will get another look. Ellis a 3, it's off the mark. He tries to chase down the rebound, and won't get there in time. Inbound in the corner now for Centennial, full length of the floor. Substitutions, Ellis and Warmouth will take a seat. Scott and Seeley back into the game for Roseburg. Roseburg on top 23-10, 5:43 to play, first half. Anderson driving in, floater from the left side of the lane, no good. Seeley comes down with the rebound. Roseburg will bring it up the floor, trying to get down the floor before the zone offense or defense has a chance to set up. Lake going to drive in the lane, passes it away to Adams, nearly picked off. Back out to the top to Lake to reset. Seeley has it right side, down in the middle to Scott, and he didn't feel the pressure from behind. Centennial strips it away. Up the floor they come, but Adams with some nice defense on the other side, pokes it away from behind. And Howie Lake collects it. Baseline, Stone, out to Storm. To the corner, Seeley, a three. And it's short by quite a bit. And the rebound easily down to Centennial. Left side at the wing. Back out to the top for the Eagles. Caro with it. Nearing the midway point of this second quarter. Roseburg in front by 13. A three is nothing but net for Thomas Anderson. His first three of the night. A much-needed basket there for Centennial. They stopped the 8-0 run by Roseburg to start the second quarter. Back to a 10-point game. Lake freezes. Now to Storm at the free throw line. His shot a little bit off the mark. Seeley right underneath gets the rebound and the putback. The offensive boards for Roseburg tonight have been pretty dominant so far. 4:17 to go. Driving left side. Anderson gets in the lane. Finishes with the right hand and draws the foul. He'll go to the free throw line for the traditional three-point play. Roseburg basketball tonight brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707. Substitutions in for both sides. Xavier Avilés in the game for the first time. Colin Warmouth back in. So is Jet Black. Stone, Adams, and Lake take a seat. Andrew Caron will take a seat for Centennial, and I believe back into the game was Travis Johnson. The and one rims out for Anderson. Avilés gets the rebound, and up the floor quickly goes Roseburg. A corner three from Jet is short, and the rebound pulled down by Centennial. They'll pull up in the backcourt and bring it across. Barton with it on the left side, working against Seeley. He fights through his screen, pull-up jumper, and Barton will hit. Jimmy Barton gets two there. 25-17 your score. Roseburg in front. Avilés gets it in the middle of the defense. Back out to Warmouth, and a foul called. Warmouth trying to clear through the defender, and Nate Caro, too much contact, gets called for the foul. Roseburg will get the inbound on the near sideline. That'll be the first against Caro, third team foul for the Eagles. Warmouth has it at the right wing. Trying to work against Caro, got him in the air, pass it away in the corner. Scott, a three, he buries it. Storm Scott gets his first three of the night. He's out to 5 points in the ball game. Roseburg back out to an 11-point lead, 28-17, 3:21 to play first half. Anderson bounces it to Calvert at the right block. Double team comes. Now just one-on-one. Calvert passes out. A three is off the mark, and Scott comes down with the rebound. That three off the mark by Caro. Roseburg up the floor. Lob pass into the corner. Jet back out to Seeley. Got the defender in the air. Warmouth will get it left side. Drives in. Double clutch. Offensive foul. That's got Mike Pardon up off the bench. Not happy with the call from the officials here at Centennial tonight. And Warmouth going to get called for the offensive foul. 16 foul against Roseburg. That is the second foul against Colin Warmouth. Centennial bring the ball up. Anderson with it on the right side. Dribbles into the corner. He gives it up to Barton. A turnaround catch and shoot three, no good. Fight for the rebound. And it'll stay with Centennial. And that has Jet Black a little confused on to how that call was made. Inbound for Johnson down that corner. Bounces it out to the top to Barton. Roseburg leading 28-17, 2:39 to play here in the first half. Dribbling it out to the top, Anderson will set up the offense. Dribbles with his left hand, and that's got to be an offensive player control foul. Into the game, calling E-step. Tried to set a screen against Warmouth. A bit of a pick play to try and get the defender off of Thomas Anderson. But he was still moving when he came into that position, and he just jumbled everything up, and the officials catch it. Turnover by Centennial. Roseburg with it on top by 11. Warmouth, a three from the straightaway is no good. Long rebound out to Jet, and then Jet had it stolen away, and Warmouth is going to get caught for his third, reaching in. And he'll head to the bench, I believe, here in the first half in foul trouble. It is the third against Warmouth. 17 foul against Roseburg, so to the free throw line will go the Eagles. Jonathan Stone will check into the game. Warmouth does take a seat. Foul trouble has been an issue for him this season. He's had a couple of games where he has gotten into foul trouble in the first half, but he's usually able to settle things down. First free throw goes. Well, they may have had a lane violation here. Officials are conferring, and it is going to be a lane violation against Centennial, it looks like. The officials are still talking. They called the foul. So they called a foul. Doesn't quite make sense how they call a foul on a 1-and-1 when he made the free throw. And the officials are going to talk about it some more here. I think what they want to do right now is they're going to say it's a foul against Jalen Calvert for Centennial. The free throw was good for Jimmy Barton, so he'd get he'd get his second free throw, but Roseburg would then get the ball, no matter whether he makes or misses it. And that's why they've pulled everybody off the free throw lane. Roseburg's going to get the basketball here. No second free throw coming. They still have the point up on the scoreboard. We'll see if they take it off. They do count the free throw, but they do not get a second free throw attempt, and Roseburg will get the basketball. So Barton gets one at the line, and that's it. 28-18 going to be your score. Some fancy officiating here tonight. I had to figure that one out there. 2:13 to go as we get back to action here. Seeley brings it up across the midcourt stripe to the far side. He'll skip it across the floor to Aviles. Back out to Black to Seeley on the corner. Driving in, trying to collapse that defense in the middle, working against the zone. Open look at a three for Seeley. It rattles around and will fall through. Caden Seeley on his third attempt of the night gets one to fall. Back out to a 13-point lead for Roseburg. Driving in the lane, an offensive foul called. And I think that one goes against Thomas Anderson trying to drive in. And the foul for Anderson is going to be his first. 16 foul against Centennial. The Eagles are into the bonus. Roseburg needs one more foul against the Eagles to get there. Stone has it on the far side. Down underneath to Scott. Got all ball, but on the putback attempt, the bucket will fall, and Scott will head to the free throw line. First attempt, the defender got the hand on the ball, knocking it loose as Scott was going up with it, but he got his own rebound, went back up and got hit on the second attempt, and he'll get the and one opportunity here. Now Scott with 7 points in the ball game, 5 here in the second quarter, looking to add to that. His free throw sits on the front of the rim and falls through. Roseburg up 34-18. Make it a 16-point margin, their largest of the game. E-step with it out at the front top. The senior, 5'5". Bounces it right side. Calvert going to try a long two, and that one rims out. And Jet Black will control the rebound, gets it up the floor to Aviles. Aviles has it stolen away, saving it back in, will not get a chance to get to it. Some loose ball scramble there. The rebound got tipped out. Jet couldn't quite control it. Nobody else was there to help him. They all figured he had it. And E-step almost had it stolen away. Jed got it up the floor to Aviles, but he had a defender right on him that nearly stole it. Centennial tried to save it in from the baseline, could not. And Roseburg will have it inbound underneath their own basket. 1:13 to play first half. Got to get it in the corner to Scott. Driving baseline. Tried to get the from behind the basket shot from the baseline, and it just grazes the side of the backboard. Centennial brings it up the floor, out at the top with it. Anderson dribbles to the near side. Under 60 seconds to play first half. Roseburg leading 34-18. Coming to get it at the top, Anderson straight away. Passes off to the far side. Barton with it. Karan comes to get it between the circles. Passes to the right side. Pass to the near side now. Into the corner. Barton, a look at a three. Launches. The rainbow shot no good. Aviles down with the defensive rebound. Up the floor. 30 seconds to go. Scott kicks into the corner. A three for the big man. Jonathan Stone. It's long. Seeley with the weak side rebound. Two defenders on him. He'll dribble through the pressure. Aviles gets it. Stone with it at the baseline. Now to Scott, driving in. He loses a handle on it and kicks it out of bounds. 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Centennial will get it back. Anderson will bring it up for Centennial. Roseburg, a couple of chances on that last possession. Couldn't add to the lead before the break. 9 seconds to go. Into the corner. Caro with it, back out to the top to Anderson. 5 seconds, tries to go around a screen, tries to go around another one, pass it off. Calvert, a deep three at the buzzer, will be no good. And Roseburg will take the 34-18 lead into the halftime break. We'll come up with your more well drilling halftime show when we return after this 2-minute break here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490, The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What's coming up for Roseburg basketball? Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
A 1951, B 1959.
Well, we welcome you back here to Centennial High School, where at the halftime break our score is 34-18. It's time now for the more well drilling halftime show, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Give more well drilling a call at 541-459-4039. Joey Kieran here with you on the road in Gresham with the Roseburg boys. A 16-point lead at the halftime break, their largest margin of the game so far for Roseburg. Roseburg started the first quarter on an 8-0 run, built as much as an 11-point lead against Centennial, but led 15-10 after the first quarter. And then Roseburg started the second quarter on an 8-0 run, and they were able to stretch their lead out in that second quarter and get to the 34-18 lead on top of Centennial. Roseburg outscoring the Eagles 19-8 in the second period. So Roseburg out to a nice start here in the first half. Looks like right now, if they can keep up with the offense, they could have a chance of hitting their season average here tonight. But this zone defense from Centennial, usually a pretty tough one to work against. So Roseburg will look to try and perfect that coming up in the second half and continue to hold a sizable lead against the Eagles. When we come back, we'll take a look at individual statistics from the first half of tonight's ball game. And don't forget, coming up in the postgame show, we will have our Abby's Legendary Pizza Legendary Player of the Game to announce, so stay tuned for that. Back after another 2-minute break with more of the Morewell Drilling Halftime Show on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball at 541radio.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Welcome you back here to the Morewell Drilling Halftime Show. Roseburg leading 34-18 at the halftime break. Roseburg in front, and we will check some of the scores from the first half. First for the visiting Roseburg boys. Leading the way with 8 points in the first half, Storm Scott. 7 points for Colin Warmouth. You got 6 points from Howie Lake and Jet Black, all of those coming on 3-pointers for Roseburg. And that rounds out your scoring from the first half. 5 points for Caden Seeley in there as well. On the other side for the Centennial Eagles, Thomas Anderson with 7 points. Jimmy Barton with 6. You've got 2 points for Jalen Calvert and 3 points for Andrew Caron. And that is your scoring from the first half of tonight's ball game. Roseburg coming in ranked number 3 in the OSAA power rankings. A win over a 6A school on the road should help that out, at least keep them where they're at. Hopefully not drop them too far if they do fall at all in the rankings. You never really know. It's still very early on, though, for the power rankings, so not a lot of stock in that as of yet, but definitely does not hurt to be at the top at number 3 right now for the Roseburg boys. They're also in at receiving votes in that others receiving votes category in the 6A coaches poll. Haven't been able to crack the top 10 just yet, but hoping to inch their way there as they continue on with a hot start here to the season. Taking a look at some other scores that we got from around the Umpqua Basin. They're at Roseburg High School tonight at halftime. The Roseburg girls are leading 30-21 against Centennial. Also going on tonight, Josh Nelson, he usually makes a trip around with me to these games. He stuck back down in the Umpqua Basin tonight, and he made his trip out to Oakland to catch the undefeated Oakland boys and girls tonight. The girls are playing first. They're hosting North Douglas, and at halftime, the Oakland girls are leading 23-21. 9. So that is a look at some of your scores, some of the ones that we have to pass along here this evening. And you can always find scores posted up online at 541radio.com on the 1490 The Score homepage. Getting ready for the start of the second half here coming up. That'll do it for the More Well Drilling halftime show. Give them a call at 541-459-4039. Roseburg basketball here on 1490 The Score is brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue, or give them a call at 672-5701. Back after this 60-second break with the second half on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. Gabby.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Here's what's coming up for Roseburg basketball. Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
Third quarter action coming up for you. The Roseburg boys lead 34-18 on top of the Centennial Eagles. Roseburg looking to improve to 7-1 on the year, be their best start in over a decade since that 04-05 team, which started out the season at 15-0. If Roseburg can go to 7-1, it'd be their best start since that year. They'll start out with the basketball now, moving right to left on your radio dial. The original starters out on the floor for Roseburg is Colin Warmuth going to pull for a deep three. It's off the mark, and down with the rebound is Centennial. Warmuth, Seeley, Black, Scott, and Stone out there for the Indians here to start the second half. You've got Jimmy Barton with the basketball now, works it down to Jalen Calvert for Centennial. Also out there, Thomas Anderson, Andrew Karen, and Travis Johnson, your original starting 5 for the Eagles. Driving left side, Warmuth can't apply too tough a defense, and Thomas Anderson takes advantage, drives right to the rim, and lays it in for the first bucket of the second half. 34-20 your score, 14-point lead for Roseburg. Opening minute of the third quarter. Storm Scott gets it. Double team comes. Dumps it over the top to Jonathan Stone. And a lay-in bunny for Colin Warmuth is just too strong. And down with the rebound is Centennial. Both Stone and Warmuth probably could have thrown that one down, but it seemed like neither was really prepared for it. On the right side with the basketball, Jimmy Barton behind the back dribble. Back out to the top. At the free throw line, he pulls it back out. Passes it away. Anderson at the right wing. Back to the top to Barton. Anderson will come and get it straight away. Pass left side. Johnson back out to Calvert. Working left side, drives in, pass it away. Johnson baseline gets trapped. He finds the backside, and it's Andrew Karen who will get 2. And it's a 4-0 run to start the second half here for Centennial, and they're back within 12, 34-22. Jet Black picks up his dribble left side, tries to pass it in the middle in the zone, takes it away again. And Roseburg has had its troubles with the zone this season, and they start out the second half with some issues trying to hang on to the basketball. On the right side with it, Barton passes it away to the top to Johnson. Looking to the right side, he'll give it back to Barton at the wing. Karen gets it in the corner, out to the top. Calvert gets it. I believe it's Karan. Excuse me, I've been saying Karen. Karan down in that block working against Storm Scott. Out at the top, Jimmy Barton drives left side. He drives in, and it's going to be a blocking foul on Caden Seeley. It sure did look like Jimmy Barton went right into the body and just took over and knocked down Caden Seeley, but they say he didn't have his feet planted, and Seeley will draw his... they give it to Jet Black. It was Seeley that wound up on the floor, but they give it to Jet Black, and that'll be his first. No, they do say it's on number 10. I don't know. First free throw goes through for Jimmy Barton. 5-0 lead to start, or 5-0 run to start this second half, and make it 6 as Barton hits them both. 34-24, 10-point margin. Roseburg was up by 16 at the halftime break. Stone trapped on the baseline, has it stripped away, now in the corner. He'll pass it out to the top to Jet, and Roseburg will get a chance to reset. They work it around the perimeter. Seeley gets it, drives in, back out to Warmoth. He tries to attack the zone. Pull-up jumper, no good. Seeley gets the rebound, though, and the Indians will have another look at it. They'll reset. Now looking to press the issue. Dribbling left side. Black out to the top to Warmoth. Stone got trapped out at the top with two guys all over him. He tried to pass it in the middle to Storm Scott, but a foul called. I think Jonathan Stone able to draw that foul. And so Roseburg will have it here. Sorry, helping plug in the one of the cameras for the home team here. Roseburg turns it over back to Centennial. 34-24 is your score. They want to sub in Merhowie Lake. Colin Warmoth, who picked up his 4th personal. That's how Roseburg turns the ball over. Warmoth not happy with himself. He'll take a seat on the bench. And he could be there for a little bit. 4 fouls against Colin Warmoth. I think they did end up correcting and saying that foul was against Caden Seeley earlier on. Merhowie Lake came into the game for Colin. Out at the top, Calvert with it, working against Seeley. Passes it away to Anderson on the right side. Roseburg doing a nice job not allowing the penetration. Barton comes to get it straight away. Roseburg without a point so far in the second half. 6 points on the board for Centennial so far. Jimmy Barton has it as they work to the left side now for Johnson. Catch and shoot, a long 2. Oh no, his foot was on the line and they give him a 3-point basket. He looked like he was all on the line there for Thomas Anderson. But they get 3 and it's down to a 7-point lead. 34-27, Roseburg has not been able to get a basket yet. And Colin Warmoth, leading scorer on the bench, only 7 points in this game so far. Underneath, Storm Scott too strong with his shot, and Roseburg down to the other end. Only the one look. They've had close shots and haven't been able to put them through. Barton will walk it to the right side. Out at the wing, picks up his dribble. Bounce it down to Calvert at the block. Back out to Barton, sets up for a 3. It's good. And Roseburg is going to let it play. Back to a 4-point game, and now they'll call the timeout. The Centennial faithful up on their feet here as they've gotten it back to a 4-point game. 3:48 to go, third quarter. Back after this 30-second break here on 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Well, it has been a 12-0 run to start the third quarter for Centennial. Roseburg struggling to hang on to the ball and make easy shots. An open look at a 3 out of a timeout for Caden Seeley will stop the run. Seeley gets his second 3 of the night, and it's back out to a 7-point lead for Roseburg. To the far side. A corner 3 for Jimmy Barton looks long, and it is, and Roseburg. Stone comes down with the rebound. The Indians try to work it up the floor quickly. A lob across the floor to Storm Scott, and he lays it in for 2. And that's what Roseburg's looking for. They come back with a quick 5-0 run to stretch it back out to a 9-point lead, 39-30. Anderson with it at the top, working against Lake. A step back 3. 2, no, they'll say it's a 2 on the line for Anderson. 39-32. Into the middle to Scott. Finds a baseline cutter and Stone. Out to Merhowie, and Lake his third 3 of the game. Gives Roseburg a 10-point lead again, 42-32. Roseburg finally coming back alive here in this second half. Went over 4 minutes without a bucket as driving in. Merhowy Lake mugs Thomas Anderson, and Lake will get his first foul. Colin Warmouth likely going to spend the rest of this quarter on the bench with 4 fouls. And he seems to be in pain about it over there. Inbound coming for Centennial from their own baseline. Into the corner and a whistle away from the basketball. And they're going to call a foul against Roseburg. They call that one against... the scoreboard's saying it's the third against Merhowy Lake. I thought that was his first, but apparently it was not. Jonathan Stone takes a seat. Carson Ellis back into the game for Roseburg. Driving baseline, Andrew Caron. He missed his shot, but Calvert gets the rebound, and Centennial will get another look. Roseburg was hot on the offensive glass in the first half. They have not been able to get the rebound battle here in the second so far. Barton with it, working against Black out at the right side. A catch and shoot 3 from Anderson. Off the left iron, no good. 5 for the rebound, and Seeley will track it down. Roseburg will get the stop. Lake will bring it up to Jett. Try to quickly work it down to Ellis, and a foul called. Roseburg will get it on the baseline. They call the foul against Jalen Calvert. That's his second. 42-32 with 1:53 to go in the third quarter. Roseburg in front. Merhowy Lake checks out. D'Angelo Adams back in. A taller lineup here for Roseburg. Bounce it into Jett. Try to work it underneath to Scott. He had to stick a hand out there just to stop the pass. Collected it in. Turnaround jumper was no good, though, for Scott. And up the floor comes Centennial. I think he was a little surprised with how open he was. Into the corner for Jimmy Barton, and he gets to the rim and an and one. Barton with the quick first step gets around his defender and finishes at the rim. Will head to the line for the three-point play. Barton 3 for 3 from the free throw stripe tonight. Taking a seat, Travis Johnson will come out of the game. Back in is Nate Caro. The foul was against Jet Black, his second. The and one rims out, and Angelo comes down with the rebound, and the ball knocked out of his hands. It'll go to Roseburg. Stays an 8-point game, 42-34, a minute 34 to go. Centennial, give them credit, finding their way back from a 16-point deficit at halftime. Making this game interesting here in the second half. Adams left side, over the top of the defense to Scott. Sets up on that left block, and he's just off the mark. The rebound tipped out, and Seeley will collect it. A 3 from the corner for Scott off the mark. He fights to try and get to the rebound, and he can't get that. Up the floor, and Karin was losing his feet. Jet Black stayed straight up, and they don't blow the whistle. Lob underneath to Scott on the right side this time, so pushing and shoving underneath. Ellis will get the offensive rebound, gets it again, goes back up. His second shot no good. Scott underneath the bucket and the foul. Ford looks at it from 2 feet from the basket, and Roseburg finally cashes in. And that was a wild sequence there. On one side of the floor, Andrew Caron, underneath the basket, wanted a foul, but he kind of lost his footing and fell over, and didn't seem like it was really because of the defense from Roseburg. As the free throw off the mark for Scott, and Centennial gets the rebound. Roseburg leading 44-34. Then on the other side, 4 attempts for Roseburg from between Scott and Ellis right underneath the basket. That was quite the series. Calvert will call for some help, hands it off. Caro with it out at the top. 33 seconds to go, third quarter. Roseburg in front by 10. Looking underneath, Barton, nobody there for him. Gets it to Calvert. Quick first step into the lane. Jet tried to get the offensive foul, and the rebound, now a foul called on the outlet. Off the mark was Calvert's shot. Roseburg came down with the rebound, and in transition, they tried to get down the floor quickly, and one of Centennial's players caught out of position. Roseburg will inbound it into the backcourt for Seeley. 19 seconds to go. They lead by 10, trying to stretch it out here. Jet has it right side. Skip across the floor to Adams. Back out to Seeley. 10 seconds to go. Pass knocked up in the air. Knocked into the backcourt. Barton with it. 7 seconds to go. Seeley in front of him. Tried to square him up. Barton will draw the foul. Doesn't get the shot to go, but to the free throw line will go Jimmy Barton with 4.8 seconds to go in the third quarter. Roseburg basketball tonight brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages and by Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Barton missed his last free throw attempt, 3 of 4 from the line tonight. And he misses the front end of this one. Roseburg basketball on 1490 Score also brought to you by Bimart. Score big at Bimart where you can get ready for your season for less. Second attempt coming here for Barton. And he swishes it through. Back to a single-digit lead, 44-35. 1 second, the shot from Jet Black just off the left iron. And Roseburg will take the 9-point lead to the fourth quarter. And we'll come back after this 60-second break on 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
We go to the fourth quarter, and the Roseburg Indians, as whistles will blow things dead here as we got things started. Centennial was starting with the basketball, and it looks like I think we're going to redo it here. Not sure why they stopped things there. Welcome you back here, fourth quarter. Roseburg leads 44-35. Centennial will start with the basketball, moving left to right in their home white jerseys. Thomas Anderson has it on the right side. Around a screen, sets up for a 3. It's short. Rebound underneath, tipped and saved back in by Jet Black. And Roseburg will bring it up for their first hit. Black, Seeley, Ellis, Adams, and Stone out on the floor for Roseburg. Stone goes baseline. He tries to lay it in, and a foul called. I think Stone was thinking about a dunk, and he had a guy come in and body him up right as he was going up, and he thought a little bit better of trying to throw it down on top of the defender. But he would have had a monstrous posterization of a much smaller player if he had done that. To the free throw line, though, for Jonathan Stone. He'll get 2 attempts here. First free throws for Roseburg since the early third quarter. As Stone will get the first one to fall through. Only the third free throw attempt there for Roseburg, their fourth one coming up. Colin Warmouth not on the floor for Roseburg, sitting with 4 fouls here as the fourth quarter starts. Second one for Stone falls through. Back to an 11-point lead for the Tribe, 46-35. Jimmy Barton, Nate Caro, Travis Johnson, Jalen Calvert, and Andrew Caron out there for Centennial. Calvert will try a corner 3. It's no good. Rebound stripped out of the hands of Jet Black by Calvert, and Centennial gets another look. A 3 from Caron, no good. Jet gets it this time, and he'll press it up the floor. Underneath right side at the block, no good. Put back from Stone is there. Jonathan Stone cleaning up the weak side offensive glass, and Roseburg back out to a 13-point lead at 48-35. Timeout down on the floor, taken by the Eagles, I do believe. And Roseburg excited as they head to the bench. 30-second timeout by the Centennial Eagles. Will take it as well here on 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
48-35, Roseburg in front out of the timeout by Centennial. They start with the basketball, driving right side of the lane, kissing it off the glass. Jimmy Barton falls it through for 2. 11-point game. Roseburg still in front. Jet Black out to Colin Warmoth, who's come back in after the timeout. Into the out to the wing, right side, 3, buries it through. That is the third 3 of the night for Jet Black, and Roseburg out 51-37. And a technical foul called on Andrew Caron as he was running up the floor. Centennial had the basketball, and Caron gets teed up. Must have said something. And Caron's going to pick up his third. And that'll send Colin Warmoth to the free throw line. First free throw attempts for the night for him. Colin hits the first. So that was a bit of a surprise there. Second free throw for Warmoth. Rattles around and out. So only 1 of 2 at the line for Colin Warmoth. 52-37. Roseburg will have the basketball. They get the basketball back after the technical. Warmoth dribbles right side, passes it off to Stone. Out to the top. They go with a man defense now from Centennial. The zone gave Roseburg so many issues, but now they go man. Driving baseline, dunk and a foul! Colin Warmoth gets them on their feet here at Centennial as he elevates for a one-handed dunk and goes to the line for the and one. Woo-hoo, that was nice. 6 minutes left to go in the ball game, and that could be a thunderous exclamation point to a win here on the road for Roseburg. 54-37 your score, and an and one coming. That was one of the more demonstrative dunks I've seen out of Colin Warmoth this season. He's thrown down some good ones, but that one was with authority. They wipe up the sweat and head into the line. Now Colin Warmoth. And he hits it. 55-37. It's out to an 18-point lead for Roseburg. Their largest of the game of 3 from the corner by Estep is off the mark. Offensive rebound. Johnson shot no good. Calvert has it underneath. And out to the top. Barton's going to try a 3. It goes. With the 3, it's back to a 15-point game. 55-40. 5:39 to play. Underneath the cutter, Jet Black, he got open. His left-handed lay-in doesn't fall, but the rebound tipped out. Jonathan Stone will get it. He throws it down! And the Roseburg Indians having some fun here tonight as they're just hammering the rim. A 3 from the left side by Estep is long. He's 0 for 2 from behind the arc. Roseburg up by 17. 57-40 as we near the 5-minute mark. Stone has it, picks up the dribble, back to Jet, looks to bury a 3, off the right iron, no good. Barton comes down with it, up the floor, goes into the middle. The side step, and he hits the floater. Jimmy Barton have a big night tonight. He had 4 points against Roseburg the last time the two teams met. He's got a big night tonight. Up the floor, over the top of the defense, Jet Black escapes. And he gets an easy lay-in, 59-42. They're picking up the pace here in the fourth quarter as we hit the 4:40 mark. Driving right side, Barton lost a handle on it. It goes out against the support beams for the basket there. Barton wanted a foul. He just lost a handle on the basketball. Roseburg will get it. Coming into the game, Terrence Anderson, the 6'3" freshman, will check in. They go with a full court press from Centennial. Roseburg to the midcourt stripe. Stone back to Jet, and he'll bring it across. 4:28 to go. Dribbles right in the middle. Storm Scott gets it right side. He gets bumped and draws the foul. And that'll put, looks like both teams into the bonus, I believe. Actually, it might put Roseburg into the bonus. One more foul against the Indians, and the Eagles will also be in the bonus. Well, this fourth quarter's been electric. A couple of powerful jams by the Roseburg seniors, Jonathan Stone and Colin Warmouth. I think D'Angelo Adams and Storm Scott, other guys on the roster that can do it, but I don't think we've seen either one do it in a game as of yet. Left-handed Storm Scott gets the English on the shot, drops through the first of a 1-and-1 opportunity. 60-42 your score. Roseburg basketball brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Second one falls through a little bit easier. 61-42, Roseburg nearing their season average. An explosion here in the fourth quarter. Driving left side, defense collapses on Barton. He can't get it to go, and losing the basketball out of bounds is Terrence Anderson, but it stays with Centennial. Anderson, the freshman, he's a big boy. Played in the JV game. We'll get a little action here in the varsity game. Needs to inbound it somewhere. He's got to get it in, and he just does. Out to the top. Barton able to sky up and get it. Now launches a three. Back iron, no good. Adams down with the rebound. Leads it out to Warmouth. Gets it to Jet. Jet holding. Hitting the midway point of the fourth quarter. Warmouth gets it in the lane. Underneath to Scott. And from the left side, Storm Scott gets the bucket to fall. His first field goal of the fourth quarter. 63-42. Barton out at the top, behind the back dribble. He'll just spot up for the three. His rainbow shot off the mark, and it'll be Scott that comes down with the rebound. A couple of Roseburg guys tipping it around, and Scott the one to collect it. Warmouth gets it. Driving baseline, his wraparound falls in the hand one. Want to talk about some English off the glass on that one. He got bumped on the left side of the rim, carried around, and spun it high off the glass to fall it through from the right side of the rim. And he'll go to the free throw line for another free throw. Colin Warmouth. He had a tough first half, finished with just 7 in the first half. Didn't play much in the third quarter after picking up his fourth foul. He's coming out making up for it here in the fourth. He hits the free throw for the three-point play. 66-42, and Roseburg's eclipsed that season average. Calvert will have it left side. Roseburg starting to pull away. On top by 24. A three from the right side, halfway down, spits back out on the shot by Caro. Barton has it out at the top. Driving left side, loses a handle on it, but it goes out off of Jonathan Stone, and it'll stay with the Eagles. 24-point lead right now for Roseburg. They have pulled away here in this fourth quarter after starting the quarter up by only 9. Inbound by Anderson out to the top. Calvert with it. Straight away, working against Scott. Drives left side, gives it up, and a foul on the three-point shot by Jet Black. And Jimmy Barton's going to head to the free throw line for 3. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. You are listening to Roseburg Basketball on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. Two free throws in so far, a third one coming for Jimmy Barton. He's gotten Centennial back to a 22-point game. Trying to make the third here after getting fouled by Jet Black. That's the third against Jet. Both teams into the bonus now. Third free throw, Barton hits them all. 67-45 your score. 19-point edge. Caden Seeley brings it up. You've got Seeley, Black, Stone, Scott, and Warmouth out on the floor. Your starting 5 for the Tribe. Driving right side, Storm gets cut off, back out to the top. An open look at a three for Jet. He hits it, his 4th of the night. 69-45, Roseburg in front. Right side with it. Calvert between the leg dribble. Going to drive to the lane. Goes off a foot, back out to the top to Barton. He collects it, resets for Centennial. Barton now gets it. Catch and shoot three, and it's right through. Jimmy Barton had 14 starting the quarter. Up the floor, Jet Black gets it to lay in. Roseburg on that full court press, able to dump it over the top of the defense and get out in front, and Jet has been the recipient on a couple of long passes. A three from the top trying to draw the foul. Barton can't get it to go. And Roseburg down with the rebound. Down to 2:10, and it's going to be a full line change for Roseburg at the next dead ball. Jonathan Stone with it, working against the freshman Anderson, gives it to Warmoth. 2 minutes to play in the ball game. Down to Seeley, left block, spin move to the basket, had a man on top of him, and the whistle will stop the play. I think that was Jimmy Barton that went up and came down right on top of Caden Seeley, and Seeley will head to the free throw line. Roseburg into the double bonus. Roseburg basketball brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop, and by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibe. We'll have quite a few. All 5 players going to be new into the game coming up for Roseburg here. A couple of guys going to be getting varsity experience for just a second time this year. Roseburg leading 71-45 at the moment. Caden Seeley at the free throw line for 2. First one from Seeley long, off the back of the iron, no good. Tonight's game also brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling. Call them today at 672-6707. Zach Martin comes in, Xavier Avalez. You've got Matt Parker waiting to check in. Will be Jacob Parker. D'Angelo Adams in there as well as Seeley hits the second. 72-45. Jacob Parker checks in for Seeley. Adams and Avalez, the 2 seniors. The rest of them underclassmen. 3 sophomores. For the Parker brothers, it's their second varsity game. Zach Martin has gotten a couple of games under his belt. Calvert working against Avalez, drives in the middle, tries to go with a reverse lay-in. Off the mark, Martin comes down with the rebound. They'll bring it up the floor. Now I get to try and see if I can determine which Parker's which out there. Jacob passes it off. Avalez at the top to the near side to Adams. Going to try a 3. It's just a little bit long. 0 for 2 from behind the arc for D'Angelo Adams. Up the floor, Jimmy Barton right to the rim, and he'll get it to roll through. 72-47 with 1:10 to play. Jacob Parker passes left side to Matthew Parker. Out to the far side for Martin. Avalez at the top. To the near side, Adams. Things open up. He drives in. Tried to dump it over the top of the defense. Back out to the top, though, as his pass got kind of blocked. Martin's going to pull up for the jumper. It's off the mark. Rebound tipped up. Adams will get it. He'll reset. Driving in. Gets bumped. Goes with the turnaround jumper. No good. Gets his own rebound. And out to the top. Martin's going to try the 3. Got it! Zach Martin with his first varsity points for the sophomore. 75-50. Roseburg 2 points shy of their season high as Barton launches a deep 3 and got it. He's hit 3 threes here in the fourth quarter. 75-53. Parker has it stolen away. That was Matt. Up the floor. Lay-in is good for Nate Caro. 75-55. 20-point margin. 4 seconds to go. In the middle to Avalez. He'll lay in the finger roll, and that'll do it. Roseburg wins tonight. They match their season high. It's 77-55, your final score. 22-point win as Roseburg explodes in the fourth quarter for their 7th victory of the season. 7-1 on the year. Centennial drops to 1-5. An exciting finish to tonight's ball game. We'll recap it for you when we come back after this 2-minute break on CBS Sports Radio 1490. The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Dang, that kid had 18 points. Welcome into the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal, 673-7122. Final score here tonight, the Roseburg boys win 77-55. A big win here tonight. Huge fourth quarter for both teams. Roseburg puts up 33 in the fourth quarter, and Centennial put up 20. Huge fourth quarter for both sides, but Roseburg pulls away in this one here tonight. Very exciting finish after it got down to a 9-point game. Roseburg led by 16 at halftime, but then Centennial stormed back. They start out on a 12-0 run in the third quarter to cut it down and finish that third quarter, trailing by just 9, but Roseburg starts out the fourth quarter hot. Colin Warmouth, after having to spend a lot of time on the bench because of foul trouble, he came out firing. He puts together an electric fourth quarter, and Roseburg comes away with a big-time victory here tonight. 22 points, 25 points, I believe, was the largest margin of the largest advantage for Roseburg in this one here tonight. But Roseburg finishes out with the victory to improve to 7-1 on the year. They've won 2 straight. On the other side, Centennial falls to 1-5 on the year. They've lost 5 straight as they get ready to take on Hood River coming up later on this week. Exciting finish. We'll recap more of it for you coming up as we'll take a look at individual statistics. We got to do the math here, make sure everything adds up. But we'll have that for you when we come back. Plus, we've got our Abby's Legendary Pizza Legendary Player of the Game to announce for you here tonight, so stay tuned for that. Roseburg Basketball is brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling. Give them a call at 672-6707. And by Flyaway Travel. Call them for your travel plans at 672-5701. Back with more of your Roseburg Disposal postgame show after this 2-minute break on 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Here's what's coming up for Roseburg basketball. Watch Roseburg basketball games at 541radio.com.
We continue on with more of the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Joey Keyran here with you from Centennial High School. Time to take a look at our individual statistics here tonight. We'll have your Abby's Legendary Pizza Legendary Player of the Game coming up in just a bit. Taking a look at your final numbers for the visiting Roseburg Indians tonight. Leading the way with 16 points, Storm Scott and Jet Black. They both finished with 16 here tonight. Colin Warmouth gets 7 points in the fourth quarter to get to 14 this evening. He had a tough night due to foul trouble, but he's able to get to 14. Avoids putting up a season low. His season low was 12 earlier this year. 9 points on the board for Howie Lake, all on three-pointers. 6 points for Jonathan Stone, all of that coming in the fourth quarter. 3 points for Zach Martin off the bench late in the ballgame. And 2 points for Xavier Avalez. And that is your scoring tonight for the Roseburg boys. Jet Black had 4 three-pointers in this game as Roseburg made 12 three-pointers total in this one. On the other side, a game-high 32 points for Jimmy Barton, the junior, an all-conference selection last year for the Eagles as a sophomore, has a huge fourth quarter, putting up 18 points in the fourth. 3 three-pointers. He finished with 5 three-pointers total, but he gets to 32 here tonight. 14 points for Thomas Anderson. Then you had 5 points for Andrew Caron and 2 points for Nate Caro and Jalen Calvert. And that is the way the scoring wraps up there. 8 three-pointers total for Centennial here this evening. Roseburg gets the 77-55 victory. We'll take a look at some other scores that we've got for you. Plus, we'll name our Abby's Legendary Pizza Legendary Player of the Game when we come back to wrap up the Roseburg Disposal postgame show here on 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Stay tuned for more for basketball at 541radio.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Wrapping up things here tonight from Centennial High School. The Roseburg boys win 77-55. It's time now here in the postgame show to name our Abby's Legendary Pizza Legendary Player of the Game. Tonight, that award goes to Jet Black, who puts in 4 3-pointers. 4 of Roseburg's 12 3-pointers in this game. Finishes with a career-high 16 points for the junior. A nice night for him, providing some scoring when Storm Scott and Colin Warmoth had kind of slow starts to this game. Jet had 6 in the first half, puts 10 in the fourth quarter, and helps Roseburg get to the victory here tonight. Roseburg improves to 7-1 on the year. Centennial drops to 1-4. The Eagles will be back to action coming up December 21st on the road against Hood River. Roseburg's next game is going to be in the Abby's Holiday Classic down in Medford at South Medford High School. They'll be taking on McNary in their first game from the tournament, and that will be on Thursday next week. The Thursday after Christmas has been Roseburg will play again. We will not have live video coverage of those games on the radio and online at 541radio.com for you. We will take a quick break as we have in the past during that holiday tournament and pick things back up after the tournament in January. So I do know that TableRockSports.net is going to be providing some broadcast coverage of those games coming up during the tournament. So if you are looking for coverage of Roseburg basketball from Medford during that tournament, you might check them out. They might have some game coverage for you there. So TableRockSports.net is the website for that one. Want to say thanks to a couple of more sponsors: Fisher's Hearth and Home, Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages, Bimart, and Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Well, we're going to wrap it up here from Centennial High School, folks, as the Roseburg boys pick up a 77-55 win over the Centennial Eagles to improve to 7-1 on the year. I want to say thanks to the Centennial Eagles for helping us set up here tonight. They gave us a great spot to broadcast from. Really appreciate all the accommodations they made for us here this evening, and thanks for an exciting ball game here tonight. I want to say thanks to Athletic Director Russ Bolin, Head Coach Mike Pardon, and the entire Roseburg boys basketball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on The Score. I want to say thanks to Chance Terrell, Cruz Ibanez, and Rochelle Carter for some help on the radio production back in the studio. Thanks to Charlie Keyran for helping out with the video production here on site tonight. And as always, a thanks to you, the fans, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keyran, folks. We will talk to you guys in 2019 when the Roseburg boys host the McMinnville Grizzlies. January 2nd will be our next broadcast of Roseburg basketball. Look forward to bringing you the action in the new year. Hopefully you have a wonderful Christmas, enjoy the holidays, and have a happy new year, folks. We'll talk to you again here soon. This has been Roseburg basketball on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. All right, Cruz, thanks, man.